What the hell is ghost juice?
What do you get when a bunch of artists find old books and get drunk on their fantasies for adventure and boxed wine?
The Killustrators.
A Dungeons and Dragons adventure.
Last time on the Killustrators.
You feel warmth on your face and hear the chirping of birds. Blinking and sitting up, you find yourself in a familiar field. Indeed, it is the field just beyond Coom's southern drawbridge.
I offer my wisdom, and you never listen. I tell you we're in over our heads, and we should take things slow, and you took it into your own hands.
Instead of walking around wondering what we're gonna do next, I acted. Something has to happen. This is only going to get worse.
So you guys have decided that it would be best to go and report back into town. And as you're getting into the center of town near the central market plaza, there is quite a hubbub. Mm-hmm. Somebody does rise up from above the crowd as when they step up on a soapbox. You guys actually all recognize this guy as one of the three dudes who greeted you at the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, it's that business dude.
Yeah, it's Giora. Ever since a week ago, there was a pulse, and ever since then, there have been monsters showing up, and crops dying, and cattle being torn apart. And...
We just need to go to Professor Withersby's guy that we met here.
Okay, yeah, what can I do for you?
We found the ruins.
Yeah, so you're the group that Withersby sent down a while ago.
How long has it been since we left?
It's been almost 2 weeks.
See, that's what I was afraid of.
Search parties have been sent off pretty much in every direction to try and find whatever is doing this. Some of the parties that have been sent up north haven't come back yet, and that was about 3 days ago. Did you guys say that you just came to again today?
Yes.
Interesting. As a matter of fact, a similar, albeit weaker pulse was reported just earlier today, and that's what sparked the chaos outside that you probably just witnessed. You said you were working for Withersby, yeah?
Yeah.
He's here somewhere. He's working with us on this. As you've probably noticed, things are pretty crazy in here.
Mm-hmm.
Over the past little while, the research center has kind of become like a temporary guild hub while we've been trying to figure things out. Because originally, I guess there was just like a private contract to try and deal with things locally and use the town garden and everything. But as things have progressed and gotten crazier, we've had to call in some help, and there are other guild members floating around here, and Withersby came with, I guess, to help research. So, I don't know if you can give me the information that you guys have now, but you could probably also report to Withersby directly if you could find him somewhere around here.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see if we can find him and get the information directly to him.
All right, perfect. And then I assume you guys just hand them all the information you guys have about everything?
We'll see maybe if we can find Withersby first.
Yeah, don't...
So that we...
do that.
Scarlet thinks he's an idiot, so...
Don't give things to Garrett. He's overwhelmed.
He's
the
very
poor
nice,
little boy.
Just a little scatterbrained.
A little bit.
I would find the professor better.
Yeah, we'll find the professor first. We'll keep the information until we find the professor.
Okay. All right, so as you're kind of sifting through the crowd, eventually you do come across Withersby, who's kind of giving short little pieces of advice to people, looking at papers, reading over them really quickly, handing them back, or handing them to other people completely. He's just kind of directing a whole mess of people. Like what Garrett was doing, but with far more people than just two.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You found the boy.
I
What
point
do
at
you
him. There
do?
he is.
Do you throw rocks at him?
Can I? I'm going to approach in the same manner that I approached before.
Okay.
Unless someone has decided.
So that's the rock
that they
thing,
don't
right?
know it's not the rock thing.
My God.
All right.
You're just upset that I'm a normal, functioning member of society.
Yeah. No. But yeah.
I want to sneak up behind him and slit his throat.
No!
I'm just-
All right. Roll an attack roll. Roll a sneak attack, please.
I'm not gonna actually slit his throat. I do want to sneak attack him.
No!
Just
No!
pants him.
No!
Well, that would be cool.
No, let's get through this exposition. I want to get on to the rest of the thing.
Okay.
Just trying to
Okay.
learn what's going on.
Okay.
God damn it. Yeah. Okay.
As he notices you guys, he kind of like shoos away people.
Oh, good.
Marvelous, hello!
I forgot that was his voice.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It's been a little while since I sent you out on your way. I'm
Yes.
terribly sorry about all the commotion, but I'm sure you've heard about what's going on at this point.
Yes, and unfortunately, we think it has something to do with the ruins.
You did find something.
Oh, we did.
Oh, marvelous! Please tell me all about it. Please,
Not
please,
saying
please.
that we're the cause why monsters are sucking on people's marrows, but we did find something.
Well, that
Definitely
is
not our fault, though.
that's less than fun.
Yes.
Knack pulls out his sketchbooks and opens them up to all the things that he drew.
Okay, like the
Murals and...
Okay.
and
Kitty.
Did you draw the
Show
gate?
me
Oh,
drawing.
right, yeah.
the gate.
The gate, like where the thing that I touched was?
No, I didn't have time. You touched it too fast.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Max, like, frantically scribbling away as he's being sucked into the light, like, fuck!
Get wrecked.
unbelievable.
We have
There's also-
no information on that.
There's also a very adorable picture of all of the Disenchanter family together, and Knack rips that one out of the book and keeps it.
Shoves it in his little coat pocket.
Yeah, Brix also has like the rubbings from the
The runes
and like the rune drawings and stuff from that one room.
Okay.
And she just has it on like a big piece of paper that she's just like folded up all tiny. There's little paw prints on it and shit. And
Yeah.
she just
Okay.
hands that over and she's like, I don't know, some weird shit, some nerd bullshit.
Oh yeah, the Disenchanter is just in this room now.
Yeah.
This enchanter's with us.
Yep.
Some people are like, oh my god, no, where did this cut? Get this out of here!
It's fine, he's got a sock on his nose. It's fine.
Oh yeah, that's right, he does.
Yeah.
Is this yours?
We're keeping an eye on it. Go, you have other problems.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
talk
you
about
know
your family
what?
to
Yeah.
someone else.
I don't have a family. Not
Whoa.
since the incident.
God damn it!
We're gonna beat you up
Knack
on camera.
puts his hand on his face and just pushes him.
That's enough exposition from you.
It smells like dirt.
I mean, I'm not
Knack
surprised.
sniffs his own hand.
Yeah. It smells like dirt.
Yeah, and he's like, so great.
Knack
What are you
shrugs.
talking about?
Yeah.
Not like gross, just actually smells like soil.
Soil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not so bad.
That's
No.
fair.
Soil's pretty clean smelling. Anyway, we
Grass in my mouth.
we relay the information to Withersby in an off-camera fashion, so he knows the things we know.
Yeah, okay.
So we don't
okay.
have to repeat it all right now.
Alright. So as Withersby is excitedly flipping through the notes, he at one point is going back and forth between them. He's like,
Did you find anything to take back with you? Any sort of fun trinkets or anything?
Did we find any treasure?
I have a mist ball.
Oh yeah.
And I have a
Nothing.
bottle of magic ink.
Yeah,
Magic
I'll
white
hand him
ink.
the mist ball.
Okay. Well, while that is fascinating, it's
What were
not exactly the most substantial. No, nothing. I mean, I'm thrilled that there was anything even there. I'm so excited that our theories paid off, and there was, in fact, something to be found, and we can maybe research this more and glean some more information. You all did wonderful work.
There was...
I am sorry to hear about the strange occurrence, but you seem to have made a little blue friend.
Yes.
We kidnapped him.
That's probably
accidentally.
why there was nothing there.
Yeah.
Kidnapped, you say?
Oh, by accident. We didn't mean to. Doesn't count, does it?
I suppose not, no.
Yeah, that's right.
So
That sounds like a you problem.
That sounds like your problem. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I assume perhaps we hadn't told him about the thing.
The big,
The-
scary metal thing?
Yeah. So I would say maybe that would be like the thing we found.
Well, we also have the puzzle box that opened up.
But we
yeah,
were
I
going to
don't
show
know
that
if
to
we
him.
want to tell him about it. Though.
Well, also we don't have it. Scarlet does.
Yeah. Good.
Puzzle box?
Puzzle
Oh,
box.
the
puzzle box
little,
opened
the
up,
little
yeah.
orb that came out of that?
I
Yeah.
also found a crystal ball, which I'm absolutely not going to give to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
that's
it's
my
just like a
magical
regular
one.
ass, like, scrying orb.
Cool.
Yeah.
But Art
It's mine.
is going to message Scarlet, so
Oh, with
they can't be
the
heard
actual spell.
with the actual
okay.
spell, and be like, should we tell him about the thing in the puzzle box?
Well, do you trust him?
But I mean, I have no reason not to, but no.
Do you have a reason to?
No.
Also,
I,
sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt, I'll let you finish that in a second. When you told him about the big scary metal thing and the yellow orb that you
Yeah.
touched that teleported you, he does, for a brief moment, look a little bit more intrigued, like a micro expression kind of thing. But is generally just very enthusiastic that you found things.
Yes. Can I sense motive on that little blip?
You sure?
I don't know. I just want to see. I don't know.
No, I get it.
Nat 20. You know exactly what he's thinking.
No, it's not nat 20. It is but a 10.
The most you can discern is that you can tell that sparked his interest in some capacity.
Yeah.
Whether it was nefarious or not, you don't know.
Oh, how is he reacting to seeing Honey as well? Because Honey's different, and he's got those metal tendril things at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The
I
last
guess
time-
you wouldn't really be able to hide Honey, huh?
No.
He's just in the room.
Yeah, Honey's a fucking person-sized badger wandering
Yeah.
behind us.
I like how the dude was more concerned about
the disenchanter, and there's a
than the big-
massive dire badger.
It's like, whatever, dire badgers, they're like a dime a dozen. Disenchanters, get that shit out of here. It's gonna ruin all their shit.
I was gonna say, we're in a magical research facility, so
Yeah.
like, I get the concern.
Yeah, but Honey could also just like bull in a china shop his way through things.
It's
but-
harder to break magical objects, though.
Fair enough.
You can break people, though.
Honey does have metal spikes.
Yeah.
That aren't normal for a dire badger.
No.
I see that your badger friend appears to have, shall we say, changed.
He's gained
grew up.
courage. Oh.
Is that what he's meant to look like?
Are you insulting our badger?
No. I'm simply curious. It looks like an interesting development, something that requires further study.
I don't know what you mean. He's a normal dire badger.
Is this not normal for puberty?
The same thing happened to me.
Well, if that's the case, then they're fine. It's fascinating. He looks so interesting. He looks very strong and large. And,
Feel free to try to touch him, but I wouldn't recommend it.
All right. Withersby is going to take you up on that.
don't mind if I do.
And he goes up to try and poke one of the metal things. How does Honey react?
Yeah, Honey's just fucking making noises like it's hard to breathe.
Does he care that Withersby is poking him?
He might recoil a little bit.
Oh, I'm so sorry, my spiky friend.
Knack puts a hand on Honey to calm him down. To let Withersby do what he wants to do.
Okay. Withersby is like running his finger along some of the like twisty metal bits that make up his spikes.
He's like, fascinating. It looks just like silver.
Do you
How
know
did this
what?
happen?
Do you know what caused this?
I may have an idea, but I'm not quite sure, so I'll look into this. It sounds like, based on the description of the thing that was touched that teleported you, or what have you, it sounds like it's similar in nature. And And based on what I've heard of your adventures up in the mines, it sounds similar to those metal tendrils as well. So it must be connected in some way.
It all does seem connected.
Quite interesting, I must say.
Oh dear. Okay.
Very exciting. Very good.
Actually, since he's been like researching this and going through our notes, I'm gonna ask him if he has any idea what the thing that I know to be the thing that was in the puzzle box, but the thing in like the murals and illustrations, what he thinks it is.
What he thinks the like object is in the murals?
Yeah.
Like the okay.
Just
Or the little cap guy that we have, the little like
The little orb thingy with the metal caps on the ear.
yeah. Just while all this has been going on, Oswald's been eyeing this dude, so I'm gonna roll a cheeky sense motive as well.
a cheeky sense motive.
That's a solid one.
Your eyes fall out. Oswald is blind.
You don't even know what your motive is anymore.
What am I doing here?
Oswald's just like, what am I doing
Oswald
here?
wants it.
No, actually, that's a good idea.
Completely
So,
trusting.
as Oswald is eyeing up Professor Withersby and trying to figure out what his motive is, he then starts thinking about what his own motive is, and he starts having a minor existential crisis.
Oh no!
What did I just
As
do?
you're staring at Withersby,
What does he want? What do I
you're like
want?
you're falling into a trance, and slowly his clothes disappear, and he's wearing like a sexy. He's wearing sexy lingerie. And you're like, oh.
Oswald falls over and hits his head on the counter.
Oh my god!
What happened?
Jesus Christ.
Take 3 damage.
Whoa!
My God, are you alright?
You hit a corner.
You're bleeding.
Wow.
This didn't happen.
No.
You did. You got a 1. You rolled a 1. You
dead
saw
now.
sexy Withersby, and you fell and hit your head on a corner of a table. That is real.
No, he rolled a 1 and had an existential crisis.
Yeah. I rolled a 1 and nothing.
You're now like spaced the fuck out, and you're just like
Folks at home.
someone's like,
Folks,
Oswald,
folks at home, you tell us what happened.
What really?
tell us in the
What
comments.
really, what really happened to Oswald?
Does Oswalt picture sexy Withersby skip to 3 minutes from now?
Joke's on you. This is all getting cut out.
You rolled a 1.
Yeah, he already had.
One ass one.
He already had a consequence. But anyway, continue. I don't know even where we were.
Okay.
I don't trust this guy. I want to go on record.
So Withersby like is still sort of holding the like little smoke machine thingy that you handed him.
He's like, well, I imagine this could come in handy in some circumstances, but it's not all that interesting in and of itself, so you can keep that.
Well,
Oh yeah, I was asking about if he has any idea in his research, just because we saw pictures of these things the whole time. If he has any idea what they might be.
I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I believe it's something that I've been trying to track down for quite a while. It might actually be the same thing that Scarlet has shown some interest in before. If my theory is correct, I believe it is something called the Star Killer.
Great, yeah, okay, that sounds safe.
But otherwise, no, I don't know, but I would very much like to find out.
Okay.
Brix leans over and is just like, it's a sex tape. It's a Star Killer.
Shut up!
Listen, you can't give her infinite knowledge and not expect her to fucking just say dumb shit about it.
No,
all
I
the
actually
time.
love it so much.
Knack shows him the mural of the man going to the north, going to the south, and one staying
Okay.
in the center, and asking. Knack asks if there's any folklore or stories similar to this.
Folklore stories similar to that. There are civilizations that are similar to the ones that we've found here, up to the north and south. Some around the Bell area and in the countries just a little bit over the sea, close to there, and some in the desert areas to the southeast. Now, up to this point, we always figured that they were all different civilizations, but it's based on this. It sort of looks like it was all one big one that split. into 2 or 3 separate ones. One may have stayed around this central area in Cassel, and it seems like they migrated and went their own separate ways.
Have those other temples or ruins been already, like, excavated or...
I couldn't speak to the other temples in those areas, because I live and I work here. But it certainly warrants some more investigation. I will certainly look into it and see if any of my colleagues know anything.
Maybe that's worth looking into.
Maybe. It certainly is fascinating, and I have to commend you again for your good work and your good notes. This is wonderful. The tracing of all the rune sigils and the copying of the mural, fantastic work. I would very much like to continue to work with you. I would like to hire you again in the future to look into these sorts of things, to investigate this more, if you would be so inclined.
So you should pay them?
Speaking.
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of which.
What exactly was our agreed upon price again?
A lot.
Do we remember exactly what the number was?
Didn't Knack try to, like...
350.
Didn't Knack try to get the price up?
350?
Yeah.
It was 350
Each?
gold each. Yeah.
Well then, I must be a man of my word, I suppose.
Well, I was gonna pay
Was that a
some
bluff?
of it.
Was that a lie?
No, it wasn't.
Wow!
If you would like to continue working together, I do have something that I would like to give you all that would make this a little bit easier.
Is it a gun?
Yes!
Just a real ass guy.
He
Photo staff
is
away.
like patting all his pockets until he finds a little
Gun?
talisman that he pulls out,
Handgun.
and he hands it over to you guys.
Tiny Derringer.
I take it.
Okay.
None
Wait,
of
no.
you.
No.
None of you.
No.
Wait, what?
Fucking this motherfucker is the only time we've ever spoken to anyone that has Brix's eye level. She fucking swipes that shit immediately.
All right.
Well,
Oh my. Very enthusiastic.
Yeah,
Well,
just
okay. So, with this talisman, you can use this to
She's just, like,
communicate
looking at
with
it like,
me.
"Ugh."
To communicate with me wherever we are. Fair warning, though. Activating the magic is quite tiring.
What?
So perhaps...
Just yelling into the thing.
Ah!
It's just a feedback loop.
It breaks.
It immediately shatters in my paw.
I must warn you, don't use it between 8 and 9 p.m. That's me time.
That's Withebee's time.
Yep.
Oh god.
that's when I go to the Korean spa.
Oh god.
So, do try to use it sparingly, as, using it too much could lead to a lot of serious fatigue.
Okay.
But it is quite handy for short bursts of communication. As for leads for what you're doing next, basically all the information that you've already gotten, there's like a whole lot of crop death and shit to the south, and the search parties sent out, of those search parties, the ones sent up north, a lot of them have not returned.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You forgot already?
They might be dead.
Yeah.
Art.
Oh, also
Yeah, go. Nope, keep
they mentioned earlier that some guild members have ended up in town to try and help out. They showed up 2 days ago because that's when the railways finally got fixed. They were real fucked up.
Okay.
So it took like 9 days to fix them.
Let's
Wow.
form a
Fucking
search
real.
party for the search party.
Yeah, Art is gonna vote that we go north and find the search party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
In making the decision to
Okay.
head north, when you step outside and actually face north, standing in the city, you feel a horrible, horrible sense of familiarity.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Cool.
Yeah, super good.
Super good.
Super
I
great.
like this city.
I don't.
Scarlet also gets a sense of familiarity, but is less filled with dread about it. Okay, cool. So you guys are headed towards the north end of town.
Yeah.
As you progress, Art looks visibly more distressed. Pretty much with every step, looks more shaken and withdrawn. Slowly falling to the back of the group as you go.
Knack walks up beside Art and puts a hand on his back and says,
You okay, buddy?
he kind of like flinches a little as soon as you touch him. He was kind of just like spaced out.
Yeah.
He's not like scared of you specifically, but just like
Knack
Just taken
shows
by
up and
surprise.
he's all overwhelming. He's got animals everywhere. This baby Muppet monster, like fucking trying to be all sentimental.
Oh yeah, as you guys are walking, the Disenchanter is completely oblivious to all things, but likes Knack, and is like bouncing with every step and just kind of like
prancing.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
And Honey,
you.
Honey is looking a little bit jealous of this, of the new baby creature. She's like, ugh.
Knack pets. Okay.
Honey's got that like older sibling thing going on.
Yeah, exactly. The Disenchanter's on your left side, and Honey's on your right. The Disenchanter's prancing and like slows down a bit, and then prances to catch up again.
That's very
And
cute.
Honey's just walking at a steady pace with you, and every time it like gets within eye shot of Honey, he just.
Knack keeps petting Honey to calm him down whenever he growls. But Knack is very charmed by his new little friend. But to continue,
Still got a sock on his nose.
Continue with art. Knack says,
We've been through a lot together. You know, you can talk to us, right?
Oh, that is unexpectedly sweet.
The goodest boy.
Yeah. Art just kind of nods and sighs
Aww.
and just says, I don't think I still don't want to think about it. He's no longer pretending that nothing is wrong. But he's just gonna...
Try and not address it.
Yeah, he's trying his best to... It's taking everything in his power to not think about what he wants to be thinking about, so he's just gonna... We're just gonna get the job done, and we're gonna leave, and it'll be fine.
What's it? Tell me, I need to know.
And like Brix like climbs up his back and it's just like bat bat bat.
It's like, why? Why are you like this?
Stop this.
It's fine. It's fine.
Are
It's
you
not
sure?
fine, it's
Like
fine.
one
Bluff.
soft little like,
sense motive on it's fine.
It's not fine.
Can I?
It's not fine.
We know it's not.
17.
The answer is it's not fine.
Well,
Knack nods.
You know
though.
for sure that it's not fine.
damn it.
100%.
100% sure it's not fine.
Should I call Withersby just in case? And I've already got the
Hello.
Have I told you about my family?
Let me tell you all about my grandson.
Good.
What a chipper young boy he is. Promising. He's bound to be an athlete when he's older.
God, hang up. Just
Go
hang up.
on.
Gossiping with Withersby over the fucking crystal.
Don't cut that.
I must go.
good
I'm in line at the grocery store. It's my turn to pay, so I have to... I'm sorry.
I said between 8 and 9. Stop calling me. Did you leave 5 minutes
You're now
ago?
exhausted.
I just curl up around fucking Art's shoulders. It's like,
That was a good talk.
Oh, you just like your cheeks are like sunken and like. Oh, that was a bad
I'm
idea.
hungry.
Oh God! Somebody get me an orange juice. Anyway, Knack nods to Art and says, "That's fair."
That's fair enough. We're good.
And he continues to frolic with all his animal friends.
the grimiest Disney princess.
Yes. Yeah.
No, he's
Yeah. Now
not.
that we're in the forest, you're probably doing pretty okay.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
Do
Till we find more trees.
yeah. Also, the voices stopped a while back.
Oh.
Even when we were in the forest, so it's okay. That's
Yeah.
why Knack was able to.
They're not constantly
It was
calling out
around-
you,
yeah,
just
it was
like
like-
every now and again.
It was like right after the honey thing that the whispering stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are headed up to the north, and to get up to the forest to the north, you have to pass through the farmlands and the little orchard that they have set up.
Let's not get shot by any farmers.
Yeah, dude.
Hey! Get off my land!
Get out of my secret weed field.
Damn it! I really want a weird
Secret
action
weed
scene where we're
field.
running away from getting shot by farmers. No.
So you guys are now in the farmlands to the north of Coombe, and are you going to investigate things?
Yeah, can we see the effects?
I'm exhausted.
You're exhausted, so
I'm asleep.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Um,
I do like the idea of you sleeping like a little
Like a
a
shawl.
little shawl just on Art's shoulders. He's like, I guess this is. Al.
guess.
Not gonna wake. It's a cat sleeping. I can't wake her up.
Exactly.
Even though she's an asshole, like it's still,
Yeah.
cats are assholes.
Okay.
It still checks out.
So, you're stopped briefly by the people who own the land, but you show them your guild license and whatever and explain things. We're just gonna breeze past that because there's no real point in doing that.
Yeah, but we might. I guess we would ask the direction of where the search parties, who haven't come back, have like gone.
And they're all directing you
Okay.
towards the woods.
Cool.
As you're investigating the area around, some of the more recent cattle deaths, the bodies are still there, so you can like investigate those.
Yeah.
Do we see the effects on the crops and stuff? Like, do we see any dead crops?
Oh yeah, and they're all pretty much just like there's nothing weird about how the crops died. They
Okay.
just withered.
There's like no evidence of like magic or anything.
No,
like
not
that?
really.
No crop circles or anything?
Mm-hmm.
No aliens.
No aliens. No.
Man.
Yep. Yep.
Aliens.
There's never aliens in D&D. Come on.
There could be.
There are aliens in D&D.
I know. There's the fucking There's a whole class dedicated to summoning aliens and driving people insane.
What?
Yeah, in
Cool.
Lord of Madness, there's a race of these worms that can infect your brain. They're basically the parasite from Resident Evil 4.
Horrible.
Fucked up.
When you're just looking around, you can see that the cattle deaths they don't appear as if they'd been hunted. Nothing's been eaten. These things were just slaughtered and left as they lay.
Cool.
As for the plants, it's all the areas closest to, like, all the bigger patches of dead crops are all closer, the parts closest to the forest. Same with the orchard just north of where the farms are. A lot of the trees have experienced a significant amount of rot, and as a result, most of the trees have begun losing leaves and their fruit has fallen, ripe or not.
Can Knack investigate one of the corpses?
Yes, you can.
Knack's seen a lot of animal carrion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Can Knack find any evidence, like a claw, a tooth?
There's no consistent claw marks or anything, but could I get you to roll a search?
Generally, like, the way that animals and aberrations, like, leave corpses is different.
Yeah.
So, he's trying to look for any signs of it maybe being an abomination or something that's attacking them, rather than something more natural.
Rather than just some hungry thing.
I got 15.
Okay. So as you're investigating some of the bodies, you notice that in all the wounds, which don't bear any consistent claw marks or teeth marks, in all of the wounds, there are little bits of wood and moss.
Oh.
Are the plants just like dead? Like
Yeah, they've just wilted and begun rotting.
Can I sense on the plants around those to see what would happen if something like touched them and they die, or if they just died?
Sure. Do you have like a spell for that?
No, it's an ability.
Oh, okay.
Plants and animals. It's just a.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, so to the living plants, right?
Yeah, I just
Consent.
put my hands on them and then I can sense things.
Okay, so you know for sure that there was some sort of a small creature that appeared recently that came by, and as it brushed past
Okay.
the plants,
Yeah.
that's what caused them to rot.
So it was the thing that touched them. It wasn't a spell.
It wasn't a spell.
Okay.
Cool.
Whatever passed through here must be really, really poisonous.
Can-
Somehow.
Can Knack roll an intelligence check or a knowledge nature to understand maybe possibly why there's wood and moss inside? What would that be? Knowledge nature or an intelligence check?
I would say knowledge nature.
Okay, that's better then. Another 15.
Another 15. So, based on what you're seeing and based on things you've been taught and have seen before, you can sort of assume that this was some kind of a blight monster.
Oh, he might have been onto something. We shouldn't have shit on him.
Well,
Well, he assumed that something died and caused a blight.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
but not spawned blights.
The blight monster was... He just got it backwards. Now it exists because of what we did. Not it stopped existing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Blights are bad news. They indicate bad shit.
Yeah.
Knack knows that for sure.
Honestly, I could leave at any point now, but I don't want to leave a thing alive that does this to nature. So now it's my personal goal to kill this thing.
Fair enough. Where are you guys headed now? Towards the
Yeah.
forest? As you turn to face the forest, and you're pretty close to the edge of the forest by this point, Knack, looking upon the tree line, you feel a pit in your stomach. The whispering picks up again, and your druid order is calling out to you and calling you back to Bell, where you're from. But the dying plants around you, they feel as though they twist the words that you're hearing. And all the whispers feel very aggressive and accusatory. And the whispers are saying, Knack, return to us. We've much to discuss, and you've much to answer for.
Oh, Knack, you fucked up.
And that general message is not exactly the same wording every time, but it's coming at you multiple times from multiple different voices.
Knack hunches as he walks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The farther you get away from the dead plants, the less angry it sounds.
Yeah, okay.
But the message is still essentially the same.
Okay.
Yeah! It's turning out wonderful. Everyone's unhappy.
Yeah.
Man, all of our walks through the forest always go so well, and everyone's calm and good-natured.
It's so peaceful out here in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forest is a good time.
With the traumas and the head voices
Yeah.
and the dead animals.
Oswalt's alright.
We're all doing
No,
great.
he's not.
Okay, great.
Knack actually comes to a complete stop and just
Before
stands
entering
there.
the forest?
Yeah, staring kind of blankly into the forest, and he just stands there for a while.
Cool. Our
Hey,
tool
woman.
to take a breather.
Yeah. Everyone's got so many traumas. Okay.
No.
Brix wakes up and is just like,
Why did we stop? Keep walking.
But it's
me
like
places.
kicking her feet as she says it.
yeah. Like just kicking the back of Art's head, just like,
Why did we stop?
Stop it. Stop. Okay, fine.
Please.
gets up, needs a little.
Knack is starting to feel like he's gonna throw up. He just doesn't feel good right now.
Actually,
Alright.
looking well.
Yeah. Kurt's gonna give him a little pat on the shoulder.
Barf, dude. I just need a minute.
In a minute you shall have, my friend.
Knack just is breathing heavily, taking deep breaths.
Okay.
And he stands up and he's ready to go.
Alright, okay. So, you guys proceed, and upon entering the forest, you pretty much immediately notice the absolute stillness of it. No sounds from any animals can be heard, only the sounds of wind passing through the trees. It feels as if animals have just fled from this area completely.
I get a terrible sense of dread.
Yeah, I mean, as you would.
Immediately.
And yeah, that sense of dread is very familiar to Art specifically. You don't like this. And
No.
again, it's familiar to Scarlet as well, but is less shaking.
I want to know if I can see through my own bullshit and see if this has anything to do,
You being paranoid?
like a deja vu, or see if this is no. I feel like maybe this is related
to thing.
to thing.
What would you even roll for that?
I don't know.
See
A
if
will
roll
save,
for
But you,
introspection.
Actually,
like a will save or something. Like to,
sure, do a
yeah.
will save to see if you're just fooling yourself.
Yeah.
You're gaslighting yourself?
Yeah. No, exactly. To see if I'm like, Okay, that didn't land on that thing.
Great.
Okay. 16.
Alright, so for the most part, you're able to, like, every now and again you catch yourself being lost in like a spiral of thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of pull yourself away from that and be like, no, that was a long time ago. This is something different. It's bad. It's in the same spot, so that's why it feels bad. And you keep on kind of like reciting that back to yourself in your head. Yeah. The forest is nearly the same as when you'd seen it last, but minus the complete absence of like forest life.
Yeah.
And again, it's like everything fled in terror from something. Cool. And as you guys are passing through the woods, just kind of surveying things as you're going, some time passes, and the rustling of leaves becomes louder and more aggressive.
Cool.
Before long, you start to notice seeing bushes shaking and writhing, and grass doing the same, kind of like waving. And following this noise, you soon start to smell something not great.
Cool.
Who is leading the pack here, by the way?
I would say Oswalt.
Yeah,
Oswalt?
probably.
Oswalt.
Right.
So I also want to illustrate something. The times when Knack got upset, and same thing with Art, Oswalt stopped and was clearly concerned, but still kind of had a stern expression on his face.
Okay.
Not uncaring, more like worried, but also...
Trying to stay calm for everybody?
Well, he is actively going out of his way to stay quiet.
Mm.
But it's not that he doesn't care, it's that he doesn't want to exacerbate the situation.
Yeah.
But he's also angry at the situation himself, and also a little bit his party members, so so he's very much just, I'm going to focus on the task at hand, which is undoing the shit that he is responsible for.
Okay.
So you're walking ahead of everybody, yeah? Well, you're walking.
I'm at least in front,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to Knack because I know you know the forest too. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Out of character.
Yeah.
Can
Yes,
she hear
yeah,
it too?
No.
Or the
No,
rustling
the
of
rustling.
the rustling.
Yeah.
But in character, you hear it too.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't specify, so maybe that is your
Yeah.
reaction.
Knack does say Knack says, you hear it too?
I mean, the silence. There's no animals.
Knack has not heard silence this whole time.
Yeah.
So he's like, he's
Ironically, I went to you because you would know better than anyone. and
yeah,
you were
exactly. But
just-
right now he's out of sorts. He kind of squints at you and he says,
Oh, yes.
Great.
and smelling what's on the air right now.
Yeah.
He places his hand on his weapon and looks at you as if maybe we should prepare for something.
Hey, can I get you to roll a balance check real quick, Oswalt?
Sure, really quick before we do that, because you said there's an obvious stench in the air.
Yeah.
As somebody who's familiar with dealing with the dead,
Yes,
Does
is the
it-
answer.
so it smells like that.
Oh, yeah,
Rotten
absolutely.
corpse, yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Well, if that's the case, if I may pitch an idea to you, I would say
Go on.
Oswald's on guard then, because I'm very familiar with the smell of death.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say I think I should have a bonus on my reflex because he's on edge. 'Cause
Sure,
he knows what
but-
the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Let's give you a +2 to this balance roll because you're on guard. You're not just blindly wandering.
Knack is totally spaced out right now.
Knack is fucked the fuck up, dude.
That's 24.
My
Damn.
Wow.
good God. Okay, so
You're fine.
yeah, you're good. You nearly trip over something as you push through some brush and tall grass. It's a body. It's mutilated similarly to the cattle that you saw earlier.
Like a
Is
humanoid
it
body?
A humanoid body.
This is
Looking
a person.
around, there's also 2 or 3 more bodies
Yep.
just dotted around this area.
No, I think
Presumably
we found
one of the search
people.
parties.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're just throw corpses. That someone
Yeah.
was like, this area needs a little spicing up.
Yeah.
How
Cool.
fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, they were sent out 3 days ago, so
But did they die 3 days ago?
Maybe
I mean,
a couple
yeah.
days ago.
Yeah,
they
okay.
took like a day.
No.
as far as you can tell, like they've been out here for like at least a couple days, yeah.
Ladies
Oh,
and
so they
gentlemen,
right.
we found the party.
And then
something jumps out at y'all. Rather, parts of the forest itself break off to attack you. Hooray!
Gross.
You are now faced with 4 twig blights, which are just small humanoid shapes made out of dead bits of tree.
Hey everybody, welcome to the end of another episode of the Killustrators. Thank you very much for listening. Things are getting a little bit sticky. The trees are trying to kill us. If you can't trust the trees, who can you trust?
That's why those motherfuckers get cut down.
Yeah, that's why they get cut down. Have you ever tried to punch a tree? As usual, music provided by Kevin McLeod of Incompetech.com. This episode will be going up on our YouTube channel on Friday, and we'll have a fresh episode for you in 2 weeks' time. Check us out at Killustrators on Twitter. You can find all of our personalized Twitter accounts through there if you want to find specific members. Link to the Discord in the description. I highly recommend that you join. We do a lot of fun stuff on there, like we play episode bingo. Every Thursday after a release Wednesday on the Discord, we do a listening party, and we play bingo on that. And if you win the bingo, you get to write something that I have to read, as long as it's not like super offensive or super shilly or anything like that. It's a fun time. A lot of Bloodborne quotes so far. It's been fun. If you like the show, do us a favor and leave us a review on iTunes. It makes us feel all nice and warm on the insides. Normally it's real cold in there. You could also share this with your friends if you feel like it. Join us in 2 weeks where we continue with this conflict against trees and conclude it by starting up a logging company. Thanks again for your time, and go hug a tree, I guess. Okay, bye-bye. No, sorry. I got, when I leveled up, I got a skill called Advanced Learning, which means, because normally I only get spells that are available to the Dread Necromancer. So it's like you can pick a spell from the Necromancy or Cleric school as long as it's not above my caster level, and I get to choose whatever I want. So I'm just looking at 3.5 spells, and there's a spell called Bone Saw, where I can just summon a jagged piece of bone to saw into somebody, and it just does 3d6 damage. It's like a fucking hacksaw just appears and starts going...
That's terrifying!
It is.
That's really awesome.
When you do it, can you please scream Bonesaw?
Yeah,
Bonesaw is ready. Bonesaw is ready.
Oh, God.
So I haven't decided what spell I'm going to take, but I got a contender right.
I fucking love it, personally.
And it rhymes with Jones' paw. It's Bones.
Shut up.
Adam's drinking pee.
We caught you drinking pee
Well-
on the recording. Gross.
Joke's on you, that wine's pee as well. Everything's just pee.
Even
This house
outside-
is full of pee.
Do that. No.
There's a cold open for you.
Just
Somewhere in there.
nightmare.
You guys suck.
You suck, dude.
I'm going to keep up looking disgusting spells for me to use.
Look in the Book of Vile Darkness.
You should
Nothing
learn a
works.
cleric spell and just like
Except using
smite
those
evil.
spells automatically just makes you evil.
Get the get
Certain
the one
spells
that gives
can
you
make
like a
you-
little angel friend
Can
that
change
floats
your
around.
alignment.
Alignment, yeah,
Yeah.
because they're super cruel and like awful.
Burrowing bony digits.
I hate it.
Ah!
You gotta make sure that some
Are
of these
those
aren't
just
from the Book
like
of Vile
bone
Darkness.
fingers that go and
Just-
fucking like wiggle their way into people's bodies?
Just using them can corrupt your soul. Make you evil.
Well, that's good.
Because yeah, if you
Share with the class.
If you torture people, it pretty much changes your alignment.
By
Oh.
means of the fiendish spell, you cause up to 5 skeletal fingers to streak forth and embed themselves in the flesh of their target. Each digit inflicts 1d6 points of damage upon striking the target. They do not stop there. Any creature that fails its reflex save is unable to extract a bony digit before it lodges itself into the wound. A bony digit continues to penetrate the creature's body for 1 round for every 3 caster levels. dealing 1d6 damage.
Adam!
Once the bony digit is lodged in the wound, it cannot be extracted.
Is it a touch attack?
A creature can only be targeted by one finger at
It
a
doesn't
time.
matter because he has burst now. He can use.
No, it's ranged up to 100 feet.
There's a
You
spell.
can just shoot fucking murder fingers at people?
I'm not
Wait,
sure.
oh wait, so a
Yeah,
creature
there's a-
can only be targeted by one finger? So
Yeah.
you can't hit somebody with all 5?
No.
Okay.
There's a spell like that in Book of All Darkness too, where you shoot your own fingers like bullets, and they're just gone.
Yeah.
What,
there's-
like Master Hand?
But your fingers are gone afterwards.
Do you have to get
your
them back?
fingers shoot out of your hand like fucking bullets and
That's
never
awesome.
and don't grow back.
I don't know if
Huh?
I don't.
Like Yu Yu Hakusho, but bad.
There's just a picture. They actually made.
I'm
a
picturing
drawing of
Star
it in Book of All
Platinum,
Darkness.
actually.
This
Oh, yeah.
wizard
But
shooting
that's
his
stretchy
finger
fingers,
out
not
at
bullet
someone.
fingers.
There's another spell in here where I can turn my veins into whips.
That's bad.
Oh! Oh!
You would,
Oh
you would never recover from that.
I can just be like,
So bad.
He's got
no! You can be
fucking
like
head.
fucking
Shit.
Spider-Man, but disgusting. I guess you'd be.
cartilage
That
dart.
was fucking.
Stop! Stop this immediately!
Whee!
This is horrible! You're
I
gonna
hate
mutilate
all of this.
Oswald!
No, he's not going to use any of this.
Good.
Ooh, cone of stupidity. Now that
Oh shit! Yes.
Cone of
Just
stupidity.
shoot. While you,
We
when
always
we-
have that active.
While we're out, while we're leaving the research center, just turn around and blast a cone of
That's
stupidity
the
at
worst
everyone.
thing. You blast a fucking building full of scientists with a stupid ray.
For fun, because you're bored.
That building would like explode.
Just leave.
Nobody knows how to deal with any of the equipment anymore. Everyone would die.
I don't
What happens if I
understand
mix
this
the
spell.
purple stuff with the green stuff? I don't know, man. You try.
I think this finger.
Oh,
I think the
my
finger
hands
spell
got
is just
blown
called
off.
finger darts.
I can make corpses burst into flame
That's a good one.
for literally no reason. It's just you emit
For
a,
fun.
you emit a blue haze from your hand, and any corpse that the haze touched just goes.
Sick.
But it's level 7, so I can't.
Is this like the fucking Diablo spell, Corpse Explosion, where you just
corpse
you can?
explosion seems useful though.
Yeah. Well, it's not that. It just catches fire harmlessly, other than to the corpse.
I don't think harmlessly. It can cause damage.
Well, yeah, if you
It's
step
not-
on a burning
It's
corpse.
not an explosion.
Okay, so okay.
And I mean, if he's making corpses walk around and run at people, if they're on
I
fire.
think it seems more advantageous just to have a general like light anything on fire spell than just specifically a corpse.
Yeah, but you could, like Rosemary said, you can kind of combo it. So summon some skeletons and then be like,
And they're on fire, and then they go
Kick
just
'em.
go and hug someone.
yeah.
Oh,
Light your
God.
skeleton on fire and then kick it in the ass towards the enemy.
It burns.
You're giving
Why
me
is the
ideas.
skeleton screaming?
No, the guy he's hugging.
Oh, I thought the skeleton was like,
No, the skeleton would be like, sweet dude.
oh,
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Give me a hug, dude.
No brain,
No.
no pain.
No. What?
I said no brain,
No
no,
brain,
pain.
no pain.
I mean, he's not wrong.
There's another shirt.
And then you just put Wick's face on.
Yeah, with the we can make the fucking emote the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on fire.
Well, Wick is
got a
kind of
candle.
on fire. Yeah.
He's always
What
a
if there's
little
two
on fire.
versions of the Wick emote? One where he's just like that, and another one where he's like that but on fire.
Fully on fire.
Yeah.
We
Why
should
is
do
Why
that.
is that one there?
We
Why
should
is
do
the one
that,
that's
and
on
then
fire?
people won't know why that's a thing until
For
this
like
episode.
half a year.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So maybe I'll find a spell that allows me to fucking turn my viscera into a portal, and I could just send something gross and necromancy.
But each
You
like
travel through
stroking.
graves.
Travel through graves. I'm grave jumping.
grave
You
jumping.
drop on the
That's
floor and
great.
it creates a portal.
But you have to
You
dig
jump
yourself
into it.
out at the other end.
Oh my god, that's awesome! I actually love that visual.
Yeah, I actually really do like that.
Like a bunch of people just fucking.
That's an amazing
Oh,
idea.
God.
Is that not a thing? Can necromancers not teleport through graves? That almost sounds like it must be a thing.
If it's not a thing,
We should make it.
I did have a thing in the fucking guild write-up thing that I did,
Yeah.
where some like a spellcaster, after if they train for a certain amount of time with the magic study hall, they can make their own spell. So
I kinda
if you
wanna write that
wanted,
down. I'm gonna write that
we
down
could
so we
make
don't
that a
forget.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we just
Mainly
have to
because
figure
I
out
wanna
rules.
make-
And that's how we start like a mini side story where people think that like the dead are rising because we started using grave.
Grave teleport.
Grave
Yeah.
teleporting.
I also like the idea of making art teleport through graves.
Oh, he would be mortified.
So upset every time.
He's crawling out. He's like, "I'm sorry."
Especially
I'm sorry."
because
and he starts like filling it back
Presumably,
in.
like
and...
you can just dig a grave and jump into it, but on the other end, you're coming out of a grave.
What if we start finding like secret places where people have buried bodies, and we're just on the side of a road somewhere? What the fuck? Like, that's
yeah, like
fucked up.
part of the spell.
I actually really like this idea.
Yeah, it's part of
That's
the
great.
This
part
could
of
be
the-
used.
Part of the spell is grave sense. I can feel when the dead are nearby.
You put your
underground.
finger in the ground. That's where the Gravefinger comes from.
Yeah, I put my finger. No, I put my finger in the ground and then I go.
You gotta taste it, yeah.
Yep, that's great.
Yeah, that's a grave.
Tastes like body. I'd say like 2 weeks most.
Oh, gross.
This is y'all nasty.
Been for at least 15 years.
Oh,
At least.
family members' tears.
How about that?
Salted the ground.
Still well loved, even after all this time. Wow.
Miss.
Bouquet of flowers.
Ooh, this one's a mass grave.
Oh no!
There's a lot of guys in here.
A lot of boys.
Fuck.
Wow. I'd say like 30 at least.
This used to be a village.
This whole area. Once a village, now it's just a giant grave.
Well, back to the
pepper in
guild hall.
Everyone's crying.